grab a pen and pad. You're listening to the Take Notes with Kiki Barber podcast. Your host, Kiki Barber, a wife, mother, entrepreneur, educator, and author, shares her experiences, expertise, and advice that you can apply to your own lives.
Hello, and welcome to Take Notes with Kiki Barber. I am your host, Kiki Barber, back with another episode today. This week, we're going to be talking about credit, and I'm going to give you guys one of the hacks that I use for credit. It's not really a hack. It's just, knowing how to utilize your credit card without it affecting your credit score. Or if you wanted to affect your credit score, you can increase your numbers from, month to month or reporting time to reporting time. So today we're going to talk about that. But first, the first mommy moment. What do I have for mommy moment today? Today I'll talk about, I guess I'll keep it all with credit. Sometimes we as parents, we want to do the best and give our children the best. And one thing I did not do when it came to my daughter with college is do the Parent Plus loans. I would much rather give her cash. I would much rather pay the bill at the end of a semester as opposed to do the Parent Plus loan. That was just my preference or my choice. I know some people who have done it and their children, didn't finish school or didn't want to go to school or to change their minds in the middle and they were still stuck with this Parent Plus loan. That's just my preference. To each his own. Yes, we want to get our children through college. And if you don't have cash, that's another option that you want to go or a way that you could go. I chose to do cash. And, I would still do cash again. And also with that being said, with children, they'll call you every once in a while. They need some extension of credit. I don't co-sign anything for anybody. I will help you get your credit together. I will help you fix whatever you need to fix. Make you a co-signer on my card. Yeah, you won't get the card though. You could be a co-signer on my card or an authorized user, I would say, not a co-signer, my bad. You would be an authorized user, could be an authorized user on one of my accounts, but you would not get the benefits of using that account. The only benefit that you would get would be to have my credit, on-time payments, the history of the credit, how long it was. You'll get that to your benefit, but you won't get the actual card. And I will do that. That's the extent I would go through. That's the only extent I would go to help one of my children with their credit, is to let them piggyback off of one of my cards. But as far as co-signing, as far as Parent Plus loans, I personally just don't do that. But I will save and give you money toward a bill or something like that. But I just feel like the parents' credit has to be together at all times just for important things in case something happens or a downfall or you're the only person that has to carry the load. You cannot have your credit messed up by your child because sometimes your child does not know. They're not, savvy when it comes to credit or responsible enough to handle credit. So you have to handle your children in different ways, but for different strokes for different folks. So that's just my stance on it. And, that's just my stance on it. So to each his own. So we're going to jump into the nitty gritty of it all. I'm going to give you guys a few hacks on how, not a few hacks, but one hack that I use in particular for credit card usage. And a lot of people, if you are new to credit and you don't understand it per se, and you're just like, I'm trying to get this credit score, but it keeps going down, it keeps changing, it keeps shifting, I don't know what to do. Here's one of the things that I use all the time, and I still use it to this day. But when I was new to credit, I definitely used it because it was like a 101 type thing where I could follow it and it produced great results for me. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. And So, like I said, this is for credit hacks for credit card users. It could be new credit card users. It could be somebody who has credit for a long time but just don't understand it. You like break it down, so I can understand what exactly it is that I'm doing, that I can be intentional with my credit, as opposed to just being all over the place and not knowing what's happening from month to month. So the first slide that I want to show you guys is number one. Gather all your credit cards, get them together for a little meeting, whatever your credit cards are, Macy's, Credit One, whatever credit cards that you have, get them all together for a little, bring them all together, because we got to have a little meeting with them, okay? We're going to have a little meeting with our credit cards, okay? So after you've gathered all of your credit cards together, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to call each credit card company. Now, when I say call each credit card company, I want you guys to not do an automated system. I don't want you to go through the regular automated system where they're talking about, well, if you want to hear the balance on your card, if you need credit card history or whatever, not that person. I need you to call a real, actual live person. And when you get the actual live person on the line, what you would do is you would ask them the following questions. And the following questions that you would ask the credit card person on the phone, the live credit card person on the phone, is you would ask them, what is the balance on my account? When is my due date? When do you guys report to the credit bureaus? They're the three questions. Again, I'll say, what is the balance on my account? When is my due date? When do you guys report to the credit bureaus? That's the 3 dates that you need. You need to hear this from this person on the other line, whoever it is. After you have done that, you basically want to go in and ask, once you gathered all that information and you get your credit reporting, you got to get a credit reporting app. So the credit reporting app that most people use is Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, or Smart Credit, whatever it is. Whoever that person is that you get a ding as soon as something hits your credit, that's the person you need to be with. You get a ding, you get an update, you get a whatever it is, email, whatever it is, you have to get one of these sites. So make sure you get yourself a Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, or Smart Credit. I have all three. Okay? I have all three because fraud is very, very real. Okay? The next thing is to find out what day the previous month that a specific card hit your credit report. Once you get your Credit Karma app, look at your credit. It might say Capital One hit your credit on the 5th of the month last month. That's the date you're looking for. So now we have this amount of evidence. So now pay close attention, close attention. Just as an example, say you were extended $1,000 on a particular card and the balance on that card is down to $400, meaning $600 is needed to pay the said credit card off, right? What you want to do is take all these numbers. I know I'm throwing a lot at you guys, but take all these numbers. So they gave you $1,000 in credit. You done spent it down to $400, which means you need $600 to bring it up to speed. Okay? Okay. Time to use the dates you've gathered. So we're going to utilize all the dates that you have gathered. So just for sake of this video, I'm going to throw out some dates, okay? So let's say your bill is due on the 28th. That credit card is due on the 28th. That will be called your due date. Let's say that your creditor reports this card on the 2nd of the following month. That is called your reporting date. Let's say that it pops up on your Credit Karma account on the 4th. That's your pop-up date. Remember these 3 dates: due date, reporting date, pop-up date. Due date, reporting date, pop-up date. Okay? Once you've done that, dates to remember in figures. So the 28th of September, the bill is due. October 2nd, it's reported to the credit bureaus. October 4th, it pops up on your account for the credit bureau. $1,000 of credit was extended to you. Credit used, $600. You use $600 worth of credit, which means you have $400 left on that card. What you need to pay and when you need to pay it. You need to pay this bill on the 28th or before. On the 28th or before, however you choose. When you need to pay at least $350 to keep your usage at 25%. And if you want to not just keep your usage at 25%, but you want to actually make your score go up, take it under 25%. Take your credit, take it to 18 to 20% usage instead of 25. So you need to pay at least $350 on that card of $1,000. Okay. That'll bring it 25. That'll bring it down to 25%. And then if you want to pay more, pay more and take it down to 19, 18%. And then that's when you'll see the points increase. Okay. If you keep paying it and you want to stay at 25% usage, then your score will be the same. It won't go up, it won't go down, but it'll stay the same. But if you want to add some points, always go below it. Okay. Okay. When you can use your card. This is for when you can use your card. Keeping in mind with the dates that we have. Okay. You can use your card after the pop-up date, which in our case is the 4th. So now you take the 4th and the date that is due of the 28th. Okay. And that tells you which dates you can use your card freely. So for sake of illustration, you could use your cards from the 4th to the 27th of the month if you paid down to 25% on the 28th. And wait for it to hit your credit the following month. Wait for it to hit your credit the following month. Okay? So you can use your cards from the 4th to the 27th freely as long as you pay it off by the 28th. If you pay it off by the 28th, the end of that month, it'll report to your credit bureau on the 2nd. On the 4th, you should see something on your Credit Karma account that says you paid your card. It hit your credit report. So you're out of the clear. Most people make the mistake of, I paid my card. I was doing the 20th. I paid my card. And you don't wait until it actually hits. They actually report it to the credit bureau and then it actually hits your credit. You just go ahead and think you paid it off. I'm going to use it. That is the mistake that a lot of us make. That is a crucial time to just wait. There's a waiting period. Just because you paid it on the 28th don't mean go out and as soon as it hits your thing on the 29th or 30th to go use it. No, sit there from the 28th all the way until at least the 5th of the month, of the next month. Use it, pay it off. Don't touch it from the 27th to the 5th. Again, use it, pay it off. Don't touch it until. So that's how you have to do it. Most people say, I paid it off and I'm going to use it. I'm going to pay it off. I'm going to use it. That's not how it works, sweetie. It has to look like you are not abusing credit. It has to look like you know how to use credit. It has to look like you're able to not exert your credit cards every single month, because now you are, what is it called? You are a misuser of credit, but you are also, in the creditor's eyes, you are deemed as a risk. You are a risk. Okay? So if you see your credit like that and they're like, oh, we're not loaning to you. You got all these inquiries on your credit, keep trying to get credit, and then you use all your credit cards down to a zero, and then you pay it up a little bit, and then before the time it hits your credit, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't even hit my credit last time I paid it off, because you didn't wait for those dates. You paid it off and used it right again. They don't see that. All they see is the time that the credit report is reported to the time it hits your credit. They don't see that you paid it on the 28th and you use it on the 29th. None of that gets reported. Your credit cards have that. The credit bureaus don't have that. Okay? So that is basically one of the hacks that I use, and I'll show you guys a whole lot more of the credit hacks that I use, but that's just one main one that I do use, and I wanted you guys to be aware of it, that you can have credit, you can do good with credit. You have to learn how to use it and educate yourself on how to do so. And once you educate yourself, you won't be stressed out with your credit score going up and down and how can I afford this and how can I afford that. If you know how to play the game, you can have whatever it is that you like. You could do whatever it is that you like, and you can move however you want to move out here. But credit is better than money. It's better than money. Once you get a certain amount of credit, you don't have to use your money for anything. You use everybody else's money and just let your money sit in the bank and pay it when it's supposed to be due. That's how a lot of people do it. Let your money stack up. Let your money do what it's supposed to do. But when you have credit, you utilize that. But you have to utilize it, and it has to be effective. An effective way that you utilize it, and you have to be smart about how you utilize it. You can't just be willy-nilly out here with credit, because credit will land people a bet in a whole boatload of debt, and they'll be sad for the rest of their lives trying to get out of it. And then once you become savvy with credit, you'll realize that all credit is not good credit. You'll start looking at interest rates. You'll start looking at all of those percentages and things like that. Like, what? 30%? No, I'm good. You'll wait. You'll be able to get the car at the rate that you deserve. You'll be able to get the house at the rate that you deserve. If not, they're going to put points on top of points on top of points, just because they're giving you credit and because you are not a good steward over your credit or over your finances. They feel like you want this bad enough that we're going to charge you 5 points on this. Who wants to keep doing that? Who wants to keep doing that? It's time for us to wake up and start doing things a whole lot better. It's time for us to just do better now that we know better. You can have better. You can start from here and go to there. It's not a whole wash. But the moment you start educating yourself and you start doing accordingly and applying the nuggets that you have, you can make your life a better place. You can make your life better for you and your family. You can open up so many opportunities for your family and your loved ones and your children and everything. But you just have to educate yourself. Educate yourself on what it is that you're doing, and be strategic in where you spend your money and how you spend your money and how you pay your bills. Be very strategic. Okay? So that is basically it. Just wanted you guys to keep your utilization rate 25% or below. 25% or below. And if you can't afford to pay that credit card off by the end of the month and I know I'm not going to be able to pay this whole thing off, don't use it. That means you can't afford the credit. If you know that you can't pay it off by the due date and you want to just keep paying $24 for $25 because that's what they tell you to pay, you're going to be in a revolving door of debt for a long time. Don't just pay the minimum balances on your cards. Don't do that. Yeah, it gets you an on-time payment history with the credit bureaus, but if you're using the whole credit card, it makes you a risk when it comes to other creditors giving you money and they see you all maxed out. Okay, so just wanted to give you guys that little nugget. I hope it helps. I hope it helps. Also, I wanted to let you guys know about the Hey Sis, I Like Your Shoes retreat/conference that's coming up in May in Miami. So if you guys need that, you can go ahead onto my Instagram page, and I have a link tree that you can go onto, or you can go on to www.kikibarber.com. That's KEEKEE barber.com. You can go to heysisIlikeYourShoes.com. Everything is there for you. I also have apparel if you want to go to kikibarber.com and buy some apparel. living life pinky finger style, pinky finger up style. If you want an entrepreneur, if you want my curls, my hips, my full lips authentic from the Authentic Chick clothing line, all of that stuff is there for you to go ahead and get. And also all of the podcasts are there. Everything Kiki is there. So hope you guys enjoyed today's segment. Love you guys. I was on break. I was on lunch. Now I'm done. So I will talk to you guys soon. Peace. I love you.
Thank you for listening to the Take Notes with Kiki Barber podcast. Please don't forget, notes on a pad without application is just notes on a pad. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and press that notification button so you can stay in the know. Until next time, my friends.